Cunard's RMS Queen Elizabeth. Is she one of the most beautiful and elegant ships at sea? Join me for a detailed tour and find out for yourself. First up, albeit somewhat unoriginally, Deck 1. Down we go. This, dear viewer, is the Grand Lobby, and we're on Deck 1 right now. So we're at the base level of the Grand Lobby on the Queen Elizabeth. Over there is the excursion desk, so if you schedule an excursion through the cruise line, that's where you go to make arrangements, make changes, etc. Right next to it, the closed doors, it's voyage sales. They frequently offer specials for online booking, reduced fares, and also onboard credit if you book on board rather than later on. But I will tell you that for the most part, you can get a better deal by waiting, and you'll get a lot more onboard credit and better fares the closer you get to a cruise. Last minute, usually you can get quite a lot, depending on the voyage. So there are lots of gorgeous spaces just to sit and relax and enjoy the ambiance here on Deck 1. You can see little sofas and comfy chairs, this beautiful, ginormous, fresh arrangement of flowers, this gorgeous marble floor, and over here is the music area. Cunard is one of the few cruise lines left that actually has live music regularly scheduled all across the ship. So here we've got the grand piano, sometimes there's a string trio, sometimes there's a guitarist. In past times there was also a harpist, but they don't seem to have a harpist anymore, at least not at the moment. So also on Deck 1 in the lobby is the purser's desk. And the purser is, on a cruise ship anyway, the reception of the hotel basically. And they're sort of, for people not in the grills, they are your go-to for questions and problems about your onboard account or anything relating to your voyage. And generally they'll go above and beyond and really try to help you as best they can. If you have a general question about anything, call the purser. And if they don't know, they will at least know whom to contact. In general, that's going to be in the grand lobby of a ship on the Queen Elizabeth. It's Deck 1. Also here in the grand lobby is a room called Connections. Connections 1 specifically. There are 2 and 3 also. These are generally used as gathering or meeting rooms or lecture rooms. They're multi-purpose, they're multimedia, so they can be utilized for a variety of functions. So if your daily schedule says something is in Connections 1, it's here in the lobby. Remember, I always admonish you, dear viewer, to look up, and the Queen Elizabeth proves the rule, really. So it looks like there's a bunch of dead bugs in it. Those aren't dead bugs. That's confetti, no doubt from New Year's Eve celebrations. That portrait of the Queen Elizabeth is wood inlay, dear viewer. If you can imagine the craftsmanship it takes to choose the right textures and grains of different woods and carve them and piece them together to make a perfect composition, in essence, of wood. Also on Deck 1, well, accessible from Deck 1, is the medical center. So if you have medical needs, this is the place you will need to go. So, dear viewer, come with me. We actually recently discovered a spot of the ship I've never seen before. This is my 3rd time on this ship. And it's Deck 1 has theater access. We're now in the theater, actually, in an access corridor, and it has all these amazing pictures, photographs from the Mauretania, which was a Cunard ship, a Cunard liner from the early 20th century. Constructions, pictures of her construction, fascinating shots of daily life on the ship, of furnishings. It's almost eerie because it feels like you're looking back in time. But this creepy little corridor opens up directly onto the stage level of the Royal Theatre. And there you can see all those boxes, which have to be reserved in advance, and in other times when you reserve them, you can pay for a package to get drinks and food served to you there as well. Creepy sway of the curtains and the movement of the ship. That has been your Deck 1 tour of Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. Have you been on the Queen Elizabeth? What's your favorite spot? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, travel creative. So what do you think of life here in Funchal, Kitty? I see you think you want me to pet you, but you want to pretend like you don't care if I pet you, so you eat grass. Oh, there we go. There's some engagement. Uh-oh. And you two are going to come and eat grass and want me to pet you, I assume. Yes? Is that what happens here?